Welcome to our second annual Shabbat Slichot that we're holding on a Friday, even though traditionally it is held on a Saturday night. But we decided that probably in order to have more people in the sanctuary, we should really stay with our Friday evening offerings. Page 6. Let us begin with a responsive reading. Elul, an island in the year. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbaths for the heart together. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude.
It's up to you.
Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze.
For the rites and ceremonies of all, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness.
Yedid Nefesh. Let's go back to page 2, one of the most comforting songs in our Jewish tradition for Shabbat and Chag. Page 2 at the very top. Yedid Nefesh.
We need some more books.
Yedid Nefesh
Avarachaman.
Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman. Meshochav Lecha El Retzonecha Meshochav Lecha
Ya lai 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 lai.
El Retzonecha Yorutzav Lecha I'd like to invite Denise to lead us in the reading on page 4.
Our sages teach, wherever 10 Jews live, they must set up a building where they can come together to pray. Such a place is called a Beit Knesset, a house of assembly, a synagogue. And so we learn, wherever 10 gather in prayer, the divine presence is among them. There is holiness in community, for in community we meet the Holy One. Hinei ma tov, how good it is to be together. How good to gather as one people, before our God, who cherishes the uniqueness of each soul. Hinei ma tov, precious is the gift of community. Blessed the joy of our gathering.
And speaking of Hine Matov, how wonderful it is to have Roslyn and Jonas here with us. I'd like to invite you to lead us in the reading on page 11, and then they will lead us in lighting of the Shabbat candles.
Linda got him out of the rubber. In the
Oh, sorry. Can't do two things at the same time. Hold on. First of all, the reading. Hold on. Reading.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. In the beginning, emptiness and chaos together. A great darkness over the deep. The Spirit of God moved over the waters. Explosion of light. The long chain of emerging life. Behold, it was very good. These candles evoke the very first light. Out of the darkness came reason, purpose, consciousness of beauty, the power to discern and do what is right. Let us hold the light in our hearts. Let us bring it with us into the darkest concerns, corners of creation. Where there is pain and fear, let us offer the light of love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We praise you, Adonai, our God, and thank you for bringing us to this sanctuary to light and kindle these Shabbat candles together. And now that we've welcomed Shabbat, let us wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Remember that hugs are always welcome at Temple Ad Shalom, and please introduce yourself to someone you don't know yet. All right, everyone, I invite you to go back to your seats. I know that schmoozing is always very alluring. Put a few Jews in one room and that's it. The rest of the evening is gone. Let us go back and let us turn to page 24 as Mike is going to lead us in Chatzi Kaddish, page 24.
Yikdal v'yikdash me Rabba.
Amen.
Mal livrach rutei v'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon. U'chaye de kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman karib. Vimru amen. Yehesh me Rabba mavarach, le'alam malal me almaya, yitparach, yitparach, v'yishtabach, v'yifar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei kudsha, brechu, le'ehela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'halma v'imru amen.
Page 26. There is no human being who does not carry treasure in the soul. A moment of insight, a memory of love, a dream of excellence, a call to worship. If it is available to you this evening, I invite you now to rise as we continue with the Barichu. Page 29. Holy is twilight, the realm of in between. And so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We are all twilight people, beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our thank you very much. I'll help you with your Hebrew next time. Soften our judgments, widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries of definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. And from here, we're going to continue with open up our eyes. Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. If you want to join us, you can see the lyrics for this on page 31, down at the very bottom. This was written by Jeff Klepper. So simple yet so deep. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Open up our
Open up
eyes.
our eyes,
Let us to
teach us
live.
how to live.
Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give.
You have to give.
Page 35. We continue responsively. V'ahavta for Elul. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. You shall love the ones who are close with all your heart, with all your spirit, with all your strength, together.
Remember these words, inscribe them on your heart. Love them when they struggle, when they sadden and disappoint you. Love them when they fail.
See the good within them when they can't. Look at them and listen, even when it's hard. Be grateful for their guidance, even their reproof, when they save you from yourself.
Love them when they give you joy, and love them when they don't. When you lie down, let go of anger. When you rise up at dawn, begin again.
Praise them for their deeds at home. Speak to them in public with respect.
Bind yourself to the ones you love, with promises kept and vows fulfilled.
Open to them the gates of your heart, the doorway of your soul, and let them know you. So shall the ones you cherish feel your love, your presence, and your care. Love the strangers among you. Love them as yourself. See yourself in their eyes with your own hands. Bind up their wounds. Teach your children to unlock their hearts and share their wealth. Inscribe words of welcome at your gates and ports of entry. For you have been strangers in every corner of this world. One of the most powerful readings associated with the Vahavta. And from here, let us continue on page 41, and I invite Pat to lead us.
Crossing the sea, eternal, watch over my small domain of light and shadow, those few people who share my love, and all others upon this earth, that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage. Heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this Red Sea that only you can part, so that we may all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name.
To give you a little taste of what's coming in the next few weeks, Mike is going to lead us in Meeka Mocha with the High Holidays melody. Gosh, we haven't heard that in a year.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהי לו תוספת, מלכותך ראו, רגלי הים לפני משה,
Thank you. And one other reading on page 43 also will be led by Pat at the very bottom.
Only in you my soul finds quiet. My rescue comes from you. You, my rock, still point of the turning world. I hold fast and will not fall.
So our next is on page 42. A beautiful, beautiful melody by Noah Aronson called Let There Be Love. And it was introduced to me by David Jaffe some time ago, and we've used it ever since. And if he wouldn't mind, I would love for him to come up and sing it with me.
Come on, David.
You can find a rendition
Ooh.
page 42.
Let there be love
understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Leshalom. V'hamidenu,
Shomrenu lechayim, ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha.
Hashkiveinu, Adonai
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu, Leshalom, Leshalom. Very love
And understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
If it is available to you, we invite you now to rise as we continue with the Amidah, also known as the Tefillah, page 48.
Adonai Sifatai Tifta Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tifta Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha Adonai, turn God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
We will now take a few moments of silent prayer Please feel free to go through page 54 and we will meet you there. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Blessed are you, the unending source of holiness. Baruch ata Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Page 104. We are now transitioning into the Slichot part of this evening. You will see that this beautiful compilation of prayers and blessings specific to Slichot Shabbat or Slichot throughout the week really is focusing more and more on the high holidays as we are tuning ourselves on the inside and out. B'sha'arei Slichot, entering Slichot's gates. God does not want to be believed in, to be debated and defended by us, but simply to be realized through us. Let's continue with Hashivenu and return again. let us continue reading responsively, and I'd like to invite Stu to lead us on page 109.
Coming up on September. White butterflies with single black finger paint eyes on their wings dart and settle, eddy and mate over the green tangle of vines in Labor Day morning steam. Together.
The year
The
grinds,
grinds into ripeness and rot,
grapes darkening, pears yellowing, the first Virginia creeper twining crimson, the grasses dry straw to burn.
The new year rises, beckoning across the umbrellas on the sand. I begin to reconsider my life. What is the yield of my impatience? What is the fruit of my resolve?
I turn from my frantic white dance over the jungle of productivity, and slowly a niggin slides, cold water down my throat. I rest on a leaf spotted red.
Now is the time to let the mind search backwards like the raven loosed, to see what can feed us. Now the time to cast the mind forward to chart an aerial map of the months.
The new year is a great door that stands across the evening, and Yom Kippur is the second door. Between them are song and silence, stone and clay pot, to be filled from within myself.
I will find there ripeness and rot, what I have done and undone, what I must let go with the waning days, and what I must take in. With the last tomatoes, we harvest the fruit of our lives.
I'd like to invite Mark Wolko, before that, page 111, Shomer Yisrael. All right, let's go directly to Mark, page 116. That's where you'll find a beautiful reading, page 116.
Forgive me, my God, for I spilled my life like unclean water upon the earth. Forgive me for all my wounds I caused with my own hands. And yet, sobbing like a beaten child, I cried out to you that you, my God, might bandage them.
What's going to happen now is we're going to darken our sanctuary a little bit. Mark Wolko and I are going to engage in changing the Torah covers from their mundane. If it is your custom, I invite you to rise, and if you get too tired, it's going to be a little bit of time. If you get a little too tired, it's okay to have a seat. And Mike is going to also change. I think this is good. It's symbolic. I don't know how to do so, but that's okay. All right. So what I'll do.
Page 121. The elders. We rise now to honor them, our elders from whom we have learned stories and lessons, with whom we have studied and worshiped and celebrated the passage of life and time, our elders who have taught us goodness, honesty, and the sanctity of life, whose mantles are woven with threads of memory, embroidered with silver and gold, majestic folds of silk and velvet, in royal hues befitting their rank, as brilliant as the sun. We rise now to honor them as they put aside these everyday mantles of splendor and don their sacred garments, the vestments of purity and holiness, befitting the days of awe so soon approaching. Each in its turn is fitted with wimple, mantle, and crowns, each more stunning than the last. Majestic folds of velvet and silk to clothe the holy words, a canvas of purest white, as brilliant as the moon. The holy season has now begun, and the elders in their yontif clothes stand proud and tall before us, beacons of wisdom and light, reminders of the holiness we seek on this new day in Elul.
Speaking of elders, tonight I'm dedicating the following song, which you can find on page 126, Adon HaSelichot. My grandparents, who emigrated to, back then, Palestine from Turkey, used to sing the song to us every high holidays, every year. And this is a Sephardic nigun, a Sephardic melody. And it was written, of course, in Hebrew, but now there's also a version in English to go with it. Again, I am on page 126, and I am dedicating it to Saba Avram Vesavta Regina, Alehem Shalom.
You speak of what is right. Your name is glory, eternal is your might. You remember our covenant, have mercy on our heart. We have strayed and we have sinned. Have mercy upon us. We have strayed and we have sinned.
Adon HaSelichot, Master of Forgiveness. And from here, we're going to continue with Vidui, Let's turn to page 127. I'd like to invite Jonas to lead us in that reading. Page 127 at the very top.
As the days of awe near, we reach for the infinite. Mindful of our frailty, we seek the holy. Despite our mortality, we carry within us the Ancient of Days. Despite loneliness within, we sense that we belong to a single soul, a spirit that fills the entire universe. Let us find in that universal spirit a new source of strength and significance, more compassion, more generosity, more gratitude for life. Let our hearts be open to self-reckoning, and may we grasp how vital to our lives is tshuva, the path of return. On this night of forgiveness, we confess our wrongs and take account of sins, failures of judgment, weakness of will. The hour is late, our need to be forgiven profound.
Thank you. Another taste of what's coming in the next few weeks. If you turn to page 130, Mike is going to lead us in a little bit of Hebrew, Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, and then the rest is in the English. We will follow your lead.
And if you are able to, we take our hand, and we hit our heart, every one. And if you like, you can repeat the word after me. Ashamnu.
We are on page 130.
Oh, 130. Sorry.
That's
I
okay.
am in wrong place, but that is another hint of what you're going to get next week. So what we do is we say, Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, and then we say after the word you or your. So the first one goes, Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, under duress and by choice. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, deliberately and by mistake. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, openly and secretly. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, consciously and unconsciously. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, by hating without cause. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, through gossip and rumor. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, through a selfish or petty spirit. Al chet shekatanu lefanecha, by burdening our hearts. V'al kulam Elohas lichot, slach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. For all these failures and judgment of will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
And let us all read together Al chet shechatanu lefanecha on page 131. We stray and we sin when we fail to make peace the highest good, and when we are silent in the face of evil, when we forsake those who suffer far away, and when we shun the wronged and destitute among us, when we diminish God's image through violence or indifference, and when we fail to take care of those who depend on us, when we engage in slander or deceit, and when we distort the truth of personal gain, when we judge others rashly or unfairly, and when we stoke the fires of communal strife, when we fail to embrace the law, the tree of life, to walk its paths and make its ways our own. We stray and we sin when we offer no blessings, no words of thanks for the breath within us and for the wonder of being.
V'al kulam Elohas lichlot, slach lanu, mechal lanu,
136. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Vechanun, Erech Apayim Verav Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon Va'fesha, V'chata'a V'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, God compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the 1000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, granting pardon. And let's continue responsively. Return now, Israel, to the one who forgives, for you have fallen because of your sin. Together, return.
As the shrill sound of the shofar that rises from the spiral of the ram's horn toward heaven.
Take words with you and return to the eternal.
I will be to Israel like dew. They shall blossom like the lily.
Return as the leaves in spring, renewed and beautiful.
Stretch out your arms to God and return, like a child to her mother, to love and peace.
Our thoughts now turn to those who are ill or in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. This week we think of Amelia Parsons, Daniel Hurst, David Bonham, Elise Derlam-Ching, Evie Kiuchta, Fred Belkin, Heather Mullis, Joyce Levy-Levine, Meryl Smock, Maureen Tolland, Natalie Litovsky, Paul Cohen, Richard August, Shari Morris, Steve Markzimmer, Steve Noel. And with that, I'd like to ask if anyone would like to add a name to our healing list. Please raise your hand and say that name as my eyes meet yours. And of course, we keep in our thoughts and our prayers all those innocents who have been hurt due to acts of violence and war in the Middle East, in Europe, and everywhere else where there is strife and war raging these days. Let us continue with singing Mishaberach. And I believe you can find a version of that on page 77, even though this evening we're going to sing the version by Lisa Levine.
Mishaberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. Mishaberach Imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless the visions of tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith to show the way. Mishaberach Avoteinu, Avraham. berach imotenu, Sara Rivka Leah verachel, Misha berach avotenu, Misha berach imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well, and bless us as well.
If you're able, please rise as we come to conclusion of our very special service with the Aleinu, and we are on page 78.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latech gedulah liotzer breshit,
שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושבי קרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. page 80. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Let's have a seat and turn to page 140. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, we come before you without pretense. Avinu Malkeinu, we are reaching toward you. Help us to find you. Avinu Malkeinu, strengthen us for the holy days that lie ahead. Avinu Malkeinu, be with us as we strive to heal ourselves and become whole. Avinu Malkeinu, help us to repair a broken world. Avinu Malkeinu, hasten for us the days of redemption, and I'll add, and peace. Let's join our choir as we sing Avinu Malkeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Vaneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Vaneinu, Ki en banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'hoshienu, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed.
Our thoughts now turn to loved ones whose death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community, in Israel, and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha. May their memory be for a blessing now and always. This week we think of most recently passed Paula Mathai. And the yortzites observed for this past week include Aaron Kaplan, Betty Stone, David Shapiro, David Schneck, Esther Finkelstein, Jack Feldman, Milton Feldman, Sally Ergang, Sarita Baker, Sophie Weinstein, Wanda Blake, Yvette Kale. And now I'd like to invite everyone to rise as we recite together the ancient words of Kaddish Yatom for the sake of everyone who do not have someone to recite it on their behalf. Page 86. Yitgadal v'yitkadash mei rabah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace bestow peace on all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And let us all say together, Amen. And now I would like to invite Mark, our president, to deliver a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, good Yontif.
Shabbat Shalom.
So we're all ready for the holidays, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so just a couple of announcements tonight. Number one, I want to thank in advance Mike Mullis, Linda Needle, and the rest of the Religious Practices Committee for preparing us and getting us ready for the holiday season. A lot of work behind the scenes, very much appreciated. Next is, if you didn't notice the bulletin, there's an item on the cover of that says that the nominating committee is being formed for board members for the coming year. The terms will start in June, the elections will be in November. We need a couple of people from the board, a couple of people from the congregation to step forward and make those selections of who our leaders are going to be going forward. So see me if you'd like to throw your hat in the ring, either as a member of the nominating committee or if there's a position that you're interested in, that's great as well. Let's see. Tonight, I did want to mention two other things. So the Brotherhood is going to be working on the Sukkah next Friday and Saturday. If you're interested, see Barry Baker if he's still in the social hall when we go there, or see Stu, right? That's number one. Number two, for your information, several folks on the board, Terry Weiner, Brad Kogan, and several others, are looking into potentially going solar for our congregation, which could reap some pretty big financial and environmental benefits. More of that coming up. And Pat's going to have two things to say. My last item is we're going to go into the social hall for the oneg, and then after a little bit of schmoozing, we can continue schmoozing back here in the sanctuary as we exchange all of the regular books for the Rosh Hashanah books. It's a big trade-off. And many of you have done this before. The more the merrier, and the quicker it goes. And hope to see some of you help us out there. So Pat, you have 2 things.
Because whatever's left, we're getting the kids to do on Sunday. And put them to work.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I wanted to know if you felt a little safer tonight than usual. We had 6 of your security team members here this evening, so you should feel nice and comfy. Yeah. And I thank them for all their hard work all year. And also, we work side by side with RPC to try to make your days here very safe and secure. Secondly, we still have names on our list of parents of college students who haven't submitted emails for your students. Sisterhood has lots of cards ready to go for our students to let them know that we're thinking of them during our high holiday period. So please email me, text me, phone me, run me down, whatever, or Liz Westendorf to give me that information. Thank you.
I have one more announcement. If you look on page 8, how I wish we didn't have to do that. But next, I believe in October 6th, not next, I think, is it next Sunday or? I can't remember. Anyway, on October the 6th at 9 a.m., we're going to have a memorial that is going to start here. It's going to be short at 9 a.m. We're going to start here, and then we're going to go to the foyer where the table that we created for our hostages, the Israeli hostages, and we're going to have a memorial because on October 7th, the next day, it's going to be exactly a year since all of this took place. I cannot believe that a year has already passed and our hostages are still held. You can see that some of us are wearing these tags. I never imagined we will have to wear them for this long. And like I said, I wish we didn't have to do that, but we are going to commemorate that date, one of the worst in our Jewish and Israeli history. So with that, I am going to invite Mark to, do you want to be over there to do the calling for the shofar?
This
We're
works.
gonna,
This works.
okay, we're going to turn to page 141, and I'm silencing my microphone. I don't want to blast into your ears. And as I always say, after I blow the shofar, I'm asking not to clap, not to cheer. My hope is that you will close your eyes as I sound the shofar, and you will let that piercing sound reverberate in your soul as we prepare ourselves for the high holidays, which is why we're not going to end with a final song, but the last thing we're going to do here together in the sanctuary is the Tekiah Gedulah.
Ready?
I know.
Tekiah. Tekiah. Tekiah Gedolah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.